Hey guys, welcome to this video, and I want to share a very interesting case study with you, and I'll get into exactly what this diagram is. But let's go back to the idea that advertising is our last remaining method for getting patients at will, unless we leverage word of mouth. And if you don't know how to create more word of mouth, check out my course in the description. But if we are looking at advertising, or if we want to leverage a platform in order to get more patients at will, it's going to be advertising. And so in this case study, we have a very interesting case where we have a client, and this is, let's say this is his office location, and surrounding his office is a big mountain range. So how we traditionally do marketing or advertising, is what we'll do is we'll take a radius around their office location. So let's say this is a 5-mile radius, and the people here would basically be our target audience. These would be the people who receive our advertisements, whether that's Meta or Google. Now, the problem with this is that because in this mountain range, there's not many people, this portion of the radius is essentially null. So if we had a $2,000 budget, let's say, this $2,000 budget would be just concentrated into basically half of a radius. Whereas, let's say there's an office in a different location, for example here. And I know this isn't proportional, but say this is a 5-mile radius, they would have the same budget distributed evenly across all people. Now, why is that important? It's because at a certain budget, you start to get into frequency of advertisements, and when frequency gets too high, it burns people out. It actually grows more distrust. People just won't engage anymore. And for that reason, if you just increase the amount of money, increase the budget in order to, if you just increase the budget in the same radius, it won't necessarily help. So what we're seeing is that compared to other offices, that in this office, it's just getting very expensive to get patients through advertising because of this mountain range. As they increase their budget, it's just increasing frequency, so it's not really helping out as much. So what can we do? So let's say in this example, they're only able to target 500,000 people. And in this example, they're able to target the full 1 million. All right, so, and this is kind of what we're seeing in the numbers, that the cost per acquisition is about double for these people because of this issue. This budget is just not working out as well. And so what we can do is we can increase the radius. But now the problem with that is that as the radius increases, it's basically going to be targeting further out, and the people in further distances don't really have an incentive to choose your office versus one that's close to them that might be offering a similar promotion, or it just it aligns with them to a same degree that your office aligns with them. And so as we go further out as well, this also runs into the issue of increasing cost per acquisition simply because there's other choices out there. All right, so this is one of the drawbacks with advertising, is that even if we can try to target psychographically, like try to target people who would align with this type of dental practice, we're still going to run into geographical factors. And so that's what we're seeing here. So if you happen to be in a situation where you can choose a geographic location, this is a very important one that I would suggest you consider. That if you're looking to leverage a platform to get patients on demand, geographical factors are definitely going to come into play, especially with how things are targeted. And the alternative, though, is how they can get around this situation is that if they focus more on word of mouth, if they focus more on alignment, and if they focus more on basically creating more attraction. And go back to the equation of attraction, which is attraction happens when you have deep alignment as well as awareness that your practice is aligned with them. So alignment, what do they believe is good dentistry? How should a dental office be? All this sort of stuff. When you create strong alignment, geographical barriers become less of an issue, because when you find something valuable, you're willing to spend more on it. You're willing to take more costs, and that costs might be time traveling. So if they're able to create deeper alignment through, well, check out the word of mouth course. If they're able to do that work, then what they can do is create stronger attraction and have people who are further away willingly come regardless of this geographical boundary. Because in this scenario right here, they're basically fighting an uphill battle because there's more convenient offices and they're showing up in a way that is similar to these different offices. And so if I was close to this office and everything looked the same, why would I travel further to this office? So the game we're trying to play here, the game of marketing, one critical element of it is how do we show up? What do we look like? Do we align with their views of what good and bad is? And so if you check out the course, it'll go through all of the steps to identifying and creating a practice like that. I hope you check it out. I hope you find this video valuable, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.